In the year 2023, it is more challenging than ever to become a man of high value who fully embraces traditional masculine ideals. The devil is busy trying to discourage and baffle both sexes all the time. Women are under constant pressure to assume traditionally male roles, while our young men are suppressed of all ambition and potential. They want you to be reliant on porn and drugs, to be lonely, weak, and without an opinion, and to be stuck in a dead-end job that doesn't even cover your basic living expenses. What could be causing this to occur? A man who is not in touch with his masculinity is a pliable tool because he is passively waiting to be told what to do. To become a high-value man and break free from the lies, it is not necessary to amass a fortune or sleep with a lot of women. In fact, it doesn't take much to transform into a high-value man. One just needs to adopt a new perspective and commit to achieving specific goals. Here are 5 ways you can immediately raise your value as a man. Number 1, grow up and stop acting like a baby. If you can't control your impulses and learn to wait for what you want, you'll never rise to the level of manhood that you deserve. Numerous wealthy, influential people who hate you have devised a system to guarantee that you will remain disempowered, isolated, and lonely. They exploit young men by flooding their brains with addictive content and, by extension, dopamine, trapping them in a cycle of dependence on their services. They can do this with the help of video games, explicit media, social networks, and video-on-demand services. This is not unique to the media industry. It also applies to substances like alcohol and drugs, as well as consumer goods that are created to drain your bank account as quickly as possible while adding little to no value to your life. Refusing to give in to your childish desires will not only make you immune to these harmful distractions, but will also put you on the path to becoming a man of high value who has positive relationships with his loved ones and himself. Number 2, become fluent in communication. Although the number of people who can read and write is higher than it has ever been, and everyone is presumed to be able to communicate verbally, a careful listener will notice that most people still lack a firm grasp on how to articulate their thoughts clearly and persuasively. There isn't anything you can possibly do that makes you more competent in everything you do than to learn how to communicate. Professor Jordan B. Peterson. If you consider someone like Andrew Tate and his meteoric rise to fame, you'll see that his extraordinary storytelling and clear, persuasive communication was one of the greatest contributing factors. By stimulating a process known as neural coupling, which allows your listeners to internalize the ideas presented in the story, you can capture their attention and make a lasting impression. Vocabulary expansion to include strong, descriptive words that set the scene in the listener's mind and lead them on a journey through your experiences is key to providing a memorable experience. Passive aggression is a communication style used by men who would rather avoid conflict than confront it head-on, so an effective speaker will also avoid using it. This not only hinders their leadership potential, but also their capacity for effective communication. Therefore, men who place a high value on themselves would never resort to passive-aggressive communication strategies, not even with people they find annoying or unimportant. To avoid being misunderstood, men with an alpha mentality will never resort to playing petty or indirect mind games to convey their more nuanced and said whims to others. Again, this is typical behavior for weaker men who avoid confrontation out of fear. Men of high caliber know that actions like that have no place in their repertoire. Even if it makes them feel awkward or uneasy, they will never hold back from saying what they think and are feeling, exactly as it is. Number 3. Make an effort to look presentable by exercising and dressing neatly. Let me ask you this. How can you expect someone to respect you if you don't respect yourself? To earn the respect of others, one must first respect oneself. In this world, you have only your body, and it is all you take with you when you leave. It is a shame for a man to grow old without seeing the beauty and strength of which his body is capable. I quote from Socrates, "A man of high value is physically active, engaging in activities such as running, swimming, and most importantly lifting weights." Similarly, he places a premium on his own physical health, going to great lengths to ensure that he is in tip-top shape by doing things like dieting and switching up his diet. These actions are driven not by vanity but by a desire for respect and self-control. A man of high value takes care of his body because he is self-disciplined and values himself. A man who takes care of his appearance works out regularly, dresses professionally, and practices good hygiene is appealing not only to women but to other members of society as well, and will find that his social and professional networks expand rapidly, as this kind of man will show that he has a good routine in place and is trustworthy and dependable to fully handle tasks to completion. Number 4. Have a growth mindset. Consider all the friends and family members who have completed college but have been unsuccessful in finding employment in their chosen fields, particularly cutthroat professions like law and banking. They took whatever corporate job they could get, right? Or did they take drastic steps to improve their resume, network, and get hired? A person with a fixed mindset would give up and accept their situation as is. A person who has a growth mindset refuses to accept defeat easily. The same applies to successful men. For the time being, no simply means not right away. A growth mindset is a must-have quality in a man. Realizing that success never comes without effort is a powerful motivator. It's essential, in fact. Number 5. Surround yourself with other successful men. One more characteristic of a man of high value is that he associates with other men of similar stature. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, said motivational speaker Jim Rohn. You want to be with a man like that because he will attract other good people into your life. Leave the negative influences behind. Some of your co-workers will never be able to rise above their current situation, no matter how hard you try. However, the fact that they will inevitably attempt to drag you down with them is far worse. It's important to maintain company with those who share your growth mindset and, ideally, those who have achieved some level of success in their own lives. Those who have achieved great success are often willing to divulge their secrets to success. You can benefit from their tricks and tips and their ability to help you avoid making the same mistakes they did along the way. Make an effort to meet with people who are considered to be at the top of their field. The path to becoming a man of high value is more perilous and challenging than ever before. However, if you follow these 5 guidelines, 2023 is going to be a fantastic year. Make sure to subscribe if you want to learn more about becoming a high-value man, attracting and retaining desirable female companionship, and fostering meaningful connections with other people.